talking about music in general. Music's such a big part of this show. It's such a heavy presence within the story, and there's always some kind of amazing song playing or a song being talked about. Did it have the same amount of like presence and weight offset? Like when you guys were preparing for the takes, getting ready for a scene, did you have playlists that you were listening to? Did you listen to certain music to get into the zone, to be like a part of this vibe? Like what kind of role did music play?
I didn't really play any music to get into character.
Yeah.
I played it because I was, waiting and bored.
Reason to play music for sure.
I listened to a lot of. What do I listen to? Some 80s stuff.
You listen to a lot of ABBA.
I listened to a lot of ABBA, specifically that set for some weird reason. I don't know why. Because I listened to it. It was kind of nostalgic. And I was like, man, I actually really like this.
Yeah.
Sure. And so I listened to that a lot. That was it. What else I just listened to podcasts and ABBA. Those two things.
What are your go-to podcasts when you're killing time?
Ooh, I don't know. I really like, there's these three brothers called the McElroy Brothers.
Yeah.
And I like listening to their D&D podcast, their regular podcast, and they branched out with, each of them have a podcast with their wives, and all of them are really funny.
Love it.
That's what I listen to.
I love talking to people about the podcasts they listen to because I never get the same answer twice. Like there are super popular podcasts, but the beauty of that world is everyone can find a show that feels like it was made literally for them to listen to. Mm-hmm. So it's always really cool to hear what people are checking out. What about you? Why were you listening to anything to get into the zone? Is music a part of what you do at all, or just filling time?
I didn't really listen to music on set unless you call me and Jonathan arguing music, which I might
debate like what should be played in the scene, or like
no, just like I would raise my hand and then he'd call on me and then I'd say I have a question, and then he'd say yes, and then I'd ask something really ridiculous and stupid. Like that was just my thing. It still is, and so he would just get really mad at me, and it was really funny. But
would it pertain to the scene, or were you whatever flight of fancy, whatever question popped into your mind?
Yeah,
nice.
The latter. Yeah, sometimes it was important, and that's the thing. Like sometimes he actually had to answer the question because it was important for the for acting or the story, but he would never know. That's the good part.
Yeah, that's the fun. That's the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Jonathan.
I don't.